Hi, and welcome to FireTech Talk. I'm your host, Noah. Today we're sitting down for part 2 of our fire alarm discussion with Brownell from the FED Learning Center. If you haven't yet, go back and check out part 1 and then come back for this video. Brian, thank you for sitting down with us for part 2.
Great to be here again, Noah. Thanks.
Absolutely. So Brian, let's just jump right back into it. So whenever you're in a building and the fire alarm goes off, why is it so loud and why does the alarm continue to go on and off?
When a fire occurs in the facility, it has to be loud enough to notify the occupants of the building they must evacuate. And as per NFPA 72, the sound has to be 15 decibels above the average ambient sound. So take, for example, a business. According to the code, the average ambient sound is 55 decibels. So we have to be at least 70 decibels. Decibel is how loud the sound is, and dBA is what the human ear can hear. And to answer the second part of your question, the sound is going on and off is known as the temporal 3, which is the national code for fire alarm, meaning you must leave the facility immediately.
Gotcha, that makes sense. So since we know they're not used every day, how can you really be sure your fire alarm system will work when the time comes?
Well, another great question, Noah, because according to NFPA 72, we have to do annual inspections. During that annual inspection, we have to test out all the devices, whether they're initiating or notification devices, 100%. That means every device has to be tested. And then what has to happen is all the horns and strobes in the facility have to be synchronized.
Awesome. You mentioned there at the end, can you go into a little bit more detail about what synchronization is?
Right. So what that means is that especially the visual portion, meaning the strobe, has to be synced when you can see more than 2 strobes within your peripheral vision, whether it be on the same floor, in the same room, in the same area. They all have to be synchronized. Now, the older panels, you used to have to get a sync module and program it. The newer fire panels are actually, the sync module is built in, so it's just a matter of programming the proper manufacturer.
Gotcha. So, Brian, this has been great. For people who may want to learn how to get into the industry, what resources would you consider telling them to check out?
Well, first of all, go to the FED Learning Center and take one of our virtual classes. We have them on fire alarm, we have them on kitchen suppression, emergency lighting. Just to give yourself a little bit of background, is this something I want to do as a life safety technician? Also, too, I would recommend going to the manufacturer and getting familiar with their equipment because it can be pretty involved.
That's very helpful. Well, Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thanks for having me, Noah. It's been a great pleasure.
Absolutely. If you aren't, go ahead and subscribe to the Brooks YouTube channel, like and subscribe for more content just like this, and we'll see you in the next one.